What's going on, everybody? This is Nate from Big Nate TV, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can find me on all social medias. It's Nate from Big Nate TV, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, and Fanbase. Oh, and Clubhouse. And you can find our podcast, which will be streaming at A Wise Person Once Told Me at Spotify or wherever you find your podcast. Tonight, I have a very interesting topic that I want to talk about. And that topic is messy men and the women who love them. Now, whether you're going to watch it live, before we get excited, let's just get right into it because I'm talking to both the men and the women. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. I would love that. Join people into the conversation. So, throughout my journeys on the internet and in real life and whatever, I may be actually having a guest, but I've come across a couple of things, and one of the things that is very interesting to me are men who don't seem to have it together, and it's almost childlike when I say they don't have it together. You can drop your comments below. It's almost like they don't have a clue. And I don't know where the breakdown is, because I also see a lot of memes out there from, women saying this is what a man should do, and all that other good stuff, and yada, 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 yada. Well, one thing I've learned with men that are, they're almost like men child. They're like a big man child. And it's like they almost need a woman to help them do things, to help them, I don't know, I'm going to just use something kind of popular. Look for a job or parent their children or deal with difficult situations. And what I'm starting to see, and I'll keep saying it, is that the world is changing dramatically in front of us. It is changing to a point where people are, wait a minute. People are, they're kind of like the roles are reversed, and nobody's giving a solution. They're not giving a solution. And tonight we're going to give a solution. Tonight we're going to talk about, bridging this gap where men need to be men, because the big narrative is if he leads, I'll follow. If he knows how to lead, I'll submit, which I don't really think a lot of people know what they're talking about, but that's fine. However, these men create situations or get themselves into situationships. And it's more often than not, I've seen countless videos where men have moved into women's houses, apartments, and they really didn't have anything to offer the situation, but she let them in for whatever reason. Then, when he showed who he really was, now you got to put out the house, right? That's not good. at all. But where does it start? Where does it start? We're going to bring on a guest, Mr. Oliver Roy. Hold on one second. Get him in there. Anyway, while Oliver is getting himself together. Oh, there you go. Hold on. All right. Well, Oliver, I'm talking about messy men and the women that love them. And right now I'm on the topic of how do these men become that messy? How is it that they are not able to function? A lot of them cannot function as adults, and then they get themselves, they position themselves in the situationships where they really don't have anything to offer the relationship. Well, Oliver will be back. All right. We can discuss that. We can say, oh, it's the lack of fathers or whatever. But there comes a point where it has to be some level of common sense. There has to come to a point where there is some level of, maybe I need to learn how to do such and such. Or have men been babied to the point, and I'm not talking about old school modern men. I'm talking about these new age men where they don't really understand what the definition of manhood is or protecting the woman. And I want some of you mothers to have older sons that are 21 and up. And I want you to really sit back and ask yourself, looking at your son, could I really release this child into the wild? Could I really put him in a situation where he could thrive and not worry about how a woman is going to have to take care of him or lead the family? Not only lead the family, but raise their children, her children, and him. So some of you sisters that have brothers out there, when you look at him, can you honestly say that he's a good catch? Can you honestly say that he is someone that I would recommend to my girlfriend? Because if the answer is no, you might want to have that conversation with him. It's a little bit better. So we have Mr. Oliver Roy on the line with us, and we're talking about messy men and the women who love them. So let me kind of bring you up to speed where we're talking about why some of these men don't have the basic skills as an adult and as a man. Because to be honest with you, being a man nowadays is subjective. It's being subjective, and it is also being, it can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. But at the end of the day, what I want to know from a lot of women, whether it's a son, a nephew, cousin, is this just somebody that's in your family? Can you look at the men in your family and say, yeah, that's a good man? That's somebody that I would be like, yeah, let me go ahead and introduce him. Because the truth be told, the very interesting thing about this is that how often do we see men pull up? No, a woman pulls up to her job, gets out the car. The guy, he gets out the passenger side, and he jumps in the driver's side while she goes to work. got it together, Oliver? Yeah, he frozen. So that being said, this is an easy segue. One of the things I really have been trying to get an answer to is the dynamics and how are single family homes created? Why do we have so many single family homes? Doesn't mean we can't co-parent, but we have a lot of people that are single parents that are just doing it by themselves. Or you have another parent that's a halfway participant. And what I'm seeing is a lot more women are playing the role as the mother and the father, the breadwinner and the leader. And that's not a healthy mix. Because what happens is our kids see this. It gives our daughters the impression that I don't really need this man. I can handle it on my own. I can do it on my own. I watched my mom do this, and this is how they are. Kids are very impressionable. And the cycle hasn't really taken off yet, but it really needs to stop. For young boys, when they see this, you're basically creating the same monster that we're talking about. We're talking about the one that says, my girl is handling this, my girl is handling that. And heaven forbid you get in a toxic situation where you have a single parent male, and then the girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever title they want to use, has now interjected themselves into the situation. And now you have this clash of two women. Nothing healthy about the situation. It's not. Or my favorite is I let my baby daddy stay here. I let my baby daddy stay here because he ain't have a place to go. 2 or 3 weeks later, you guys are into it because he on Snapchat, Instagram. You go through his phone, he done sent eggplant pictures to numerous women. But then when he gets caught, then he wants to, oh, I'm sick, or let me clean the house up. I'm gonna cook you a nice dinner and throw some rose petals on the bed. But there comes a point, women, where you have to ask yourself this: is it really a relationship, or is it a situationship? Is this a situation where I'm just comfortable? We're not talking marriage. We're talking about someone that actually can help you guys grow as a family, as a team, and individually. Because how many people have caught their man doing something inappropriate and still took him back? Or he does disappearing acts and you don't question him. But usually the ones, you have to ask yourself, Oh, I'm gonna help him get a job. I'm gonna write his resume, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And you really don't become his woman anymore. You're really his mother, his caretaker. And the only thing he's doing for you is touching your soul with the big eggplant. And truth be told, some of y'all not even getting the big O. Is this a relationship? What is a relationship to you? Or is this a situation that you have yourself in where you're just comfortable and you want a warm body? Because when you settle, you rob yourself of the person that you're really supposed to be with. And for women, after you get out the situationship or you decide that, this isn't what I really want to do, then it becomes, oh, I'm hurt, and men lie, and they do this and they do that, but it's a self-inflicted wound. What is a man to you versus these big adult children, a male child, an adult male child? And that's a heavy thought. That's a heavy thought. Because the cycle is just really starting to take off. Because now, the next wave, men going both ways. Whatever floats your boat, friend. And women turn blind eyes, letting them do whatever you want. These men have no respect for themselves, so what makes you think they're going to respect you? But back to the men. At what point do you have to ask yourself, can I really support a family? Especially those that are having babies. Because if you are a grown male child, the conversation is wildly different when you have a conversation with a grown man. And I don't think a lot of these adult male children even know what it takes to be a man. How to provide for a family, how to take care of a family, let alone raise a family. Because they're destroying our family. And the women are allowing them to destroy our family. It's not only he's doing it, she's doing it. It is a joint effort that we are destroying our families because there are a bunch of adult male children that are entertaining situationships and getting themselves into situationships with women that had to be grown and adults sooner than what they thought. That's it, friends. That's all I got. Follow me on all social medias. It's Nate from Big Nate TV. I'm rebranding everything. It's Nate from Big Nate TV, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, Fanbase, and Clubhouse. We'll do a replay on this. If you are in the Houston and Dallas area, I am doing a virtual speed dating event next Wednesday. If you are in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, on July 30th, I will be hosting an event at Swingers in DuPont Circle. Indoor putt-putt golf. Prior to that, we're going to host for everybody. If you are in DC, Maryland, Virginia, you can come live and ask your questions live to me. The topic is, why can't I find a good mate? And we have seats for those that want to watch it from their house from around the country. I know Mr. Roy had technical difficulties, and that's okay. At least he's supported. I appreciate you guys, and we will see you again.